Right, good morning. What I'd like to do is to show you how to get onto the ECDL course. So the first thing you do is type in ics-skills.net. Okay, press enter. And that will bring you to this site here, which will bring you to this site here. Or just on a new window here, you could go into the address bar up here and type in ics-skills.net and press enter, and it will bring you to the same page. So I'll just close that page there. Once you've done that, I want you to scroll down and come to this area of the window here and click in the green box, not the welcome tester box. This is for myself as an examiner, as a center, to get all the data and information required to facilitate your examinations. You are to go in as a learner into the green box here, click on there, and in here you ought to type in your school email address, like s.noel06@dgs.e for myself, but you would put in your name here and replace this for your own personal email address there. Okay, and then create your school password in here, and that will allow you then to sign in appropriately. Now I'm just going to use my work email address there just to get me in. Once you're in, you can see you'll have results here. This is a test cert for me to explain how this is working. Once you got in here, I want you then to go into your login for your e-learning, and then you will have the information as we have already taught you to be able to undertake any of the 10 modules in the ECDL course. And what you do is you scroll down, just close that, and you simply come down to here, and for example on presentations, and click on presentations there, click into the course, and you can see the course detail is here. It is important to realize that maybe your screen resolution may be too small, so you can zoom in to make it larger, but if it is too big, you might find there are issues with trying to do the presentation. So what you can do is make sure your mode is in normal, and you can click enter. And as I'm saying here, I'm having to scroll up and down. I'm finding it quite difficult to see the information. So what I'll be doing is going back up to the epsilon and bringing that down to myself, probably down to 90%, so that I can see the instructional bars here. Okay. You then click on the course that you want to do, and you may have to go through a few areas to make sure that the course is set up correctly. I'm just going to scroll down here. You have to click on this. I have to allow the flash if you're in Chrome, so I click on that and allow the flash, and the pop-ups will and must be allowed for this course to work. So again, once you've done that, reload, continue, and hopefully if all willing and all working, then the course should start nice and smoothly like this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just mute this, and as always you follow the online instructions here, and you go through the ECDL course outline, and it's all explained as you just click on the buttons next, 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 and you can choose to mute, you can get help, you have a glossary, and so on and so forth. Once you've gone through the first section of this module, you then proceed to the second, to the third, to the fourth, fifth and sixth, and complete all of those sections. Okay, and hopefully that will be self-explanatory. Now, in order to make sure that your computer is set up for you then to embark on the diagnostics, if you click over here, you then move down to the automated tests, click on ICT. Don't worry about the new ECDL, that's for a different course. Click on ICT. And in ICT, you'll notice it says ECDL Cert Standard. If you go to the drop-down menu and minimize that, you will see there are three: the Cert Standard, the Diagnostic Standard, and the ICS Skills. Click on the Diagnostic Standard, and it will bring up all of your tests you have. For example, I would just choose, for example, word processing, and I'm actually currently in that. And you click on this test here, and it will run through this diagnostic procedure here to check to make sure that everything is working. And you must have OKs all the way down in order for it to work. And if there is an issue like plugins, then you must follow these online instructions here. So what you would do is you would either click on the help button, and that will explain to you what you need to do here, and you follow that information there, and you can go back, and then you can then go and install the extension that is required, and you follow the online instructions here to do that. Okay, I already have the online extension set up there, so I don't need to do that. Or what you could do is you could actually download, you could download here the online extension here. I'm going to keep that, and I'm just going to click here, show in folder, double click on that plugin. The application requires network 3.5. Please install the network framework 3.5 and run the install again. So it's telling me that I haven't got the .NET Framework 3.5, so I need to install the .NET Framework 3.5. Okay, so I obviously can't install this until I have .NET 3.5. So all you need to do is put in .NET 3.5. There it is. Install .NET onto 3.5 Windows. It's no problem at all. And .NET 3.5 Service Pack 1 is there. Now make sure you have it available for whether you're using Windows 7 or Windows 10 or Windows 7 or Windows 8 or 8.1 or 10. Use the appropriate one, and you click on it there. Because I'm using Windows 10, download it there, runtime, and it will then download onto my computer, and I'm going to keep that option there, and you can see it's now downloading. It's quite a large file. So I'm going to come back to this in a second once that is actually downloaded. Well, you see it's downloaded. I'm clicking on the drop down menu, going to show in folder because I don't know where it is, and there it is. Double click. And yes, I would like to allow that. And it says an application on PC needs the following Windows Secure Framework net. So it's saying that I also need NetFrame 3.0 includes net.2.3.0, so I need to download and install these features as well. So let's go and search the internet for these features. So all I'm doing here is following the online instructions to allow me to set my computer up as required in order to be able to do this particular course. Different people's computers are going to have different setups, and they're going to require different pieces of software to be installed on it accordingly. As long as you follow the requirements, any particular difficulties. And again, as I said, if you do have any difficulties, then just give me a call on the details. It's been successfully installed, and I might need to restart apps that require this feature, so I'm going to close this. And I'm going to go back to this here. I don't need this or this, and I'm going to just go down to here. I'm actually just going to see if it has made any difference. I might have to restart everything. Okay, so now what I need to do is actually close this, and then we'll go down to the PSI plugin, show in folder, just reinstall that, and hopefully we shouldn't have any major issues. I'm going to accept that. Just simply complete SEO plugin setup with, okay, and now we will go down. You can see now the plugin has successfully been installed. Net Framework 3.2 has been installed. I cannot close Microsoft Word. You cannot close Microsoft Word because a dialog box is open. Click OK, switch to Word, and then close dialog. Yes, OK. I'll do that later. And now I can press continue. Now that is because all of these boxes have been ticked OK. Now I can press continue, and I can press start, and I can go ahead and now proceed with the diagnostic. Okay. Now I'm not going to go ahead with the diagnostic here. I'm just going to close out of this. And what I'd like to do now is just to show you one final area here. When you go into ICS skills.net, you will need to check that the computer you're using is configured correctly, and the quickest way to do that is to scroll down to test this PC, go to the first option, basic test without in application, run through this test here and check everything's working, you've got the right operating system, the resolution is correct, and so on and so forth. And again, if there's an issue, there will be help on that side to fix that. If that's okay, click back to system requirements and then roll down to in application testing here. Follow these all the way down from here. Excuse me. And you'll see hopefully that it's now running through all of the Office 365 suites to ensure that the necessary pieces of software are in fact installed onto the computer, and that will then work appropriately. And again, you can see everything is working perfectly, there's no problem there, so I'm all happy. Okay. Now if you find that you don't have Office 365 on here, next piece of advice I can give you is to run to Office 365. So if you type it Office 365 and sign in, I obviously have a shortcut here, but you can sign in. You'll notice that there is, just give it a chance, an option up here saying install Office 365. If you click on that, there's Office 365 app, you click on there, and you'll notice again it has come all the way down here, and this is an installer. Click on the show in folder option because it will bring you to the downloads. You see up here downloads, and you double click on that and off you go. Now I'm not going to actually say yes because I have it already installed. Okay, so that's all you have to do, and then the Office 365 will be installed on your computer. You can run this test again. Let's go back here, and you run the first test, and you run the Office 2016 test, and then everything is done. Okay, so I hope this is helpful. As I said, if you have any problems, please call me on the DGS helpline, and I will facilitate remote